Hello. Instructions for Module 4, AutoSum Options Advanced. Go ahead and open up the Excel worksheet book. On this particular workbook, down at the bottom, you'll see there are 5 worksheets. They're all labeled the same, just numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In each one, you're going to put in today's date. So click in B3 and Formulas, Date and Time. Scroll down to Today and OK. Then I'm going to select in I6 and I want to add the first 6 months of the year. So I'll use my AutoSum and it should automatically equal sum C6 through H6. And I'll do my check mark and I can double click or drag it down. Either way is fine. If you double click, you may get a blank here because if you look to the left of it, there are no numbers to add. You'll see it change as soon as we start column C14. So in C14, I'll do the same thing, AutoSum, and it should be for all of January, C6 through C13. I'm going to use my check mark and you'll see the total matches. And then I'll drag this to the right till June, and there we have it. So what I'm going to do in here is add what's called conditional formatting. So conditional formatting, there's three different types. So I'm going to go back to home for a second. You have data bars, color scales, and icon sets, and then we'll get into the highlight cell rules and top bottom rules. So the first thing you do is select the range that you want to be highlighted to stand out. So starting with the open plus, I'm going to select I6 to I13. Never take the total. I know we're in total sales, but I mean the grand total. So what I want to do is have it stand out the one with the highest value, and then you can see that the values, as they decrease, the scale changes. So I'll choose conditional formatting, and I'm going to choose data bars. Now you can choose solid fill, and you can see that it's hard because it's covering it, but the largest value will have more filling in the cells. These are solid. You could also choose gradient, where it's darker and gets shaded as lighter in the cell. So it's your choice what you decide to select. And you'll notice the more the filling, it's the highest value. The lowest scale, a data bar, is the smallest value. If I had it on this one, it would have been the largest. So that's why you don't include the grand total. So now we'll move to complex formula 2 and today's date. You can type it if you'd like. Equals today. Doesn't have to be all caps. Open parentheses, close parentheses, because there is no range, and OK. So I'll go ahead. Another way that you can get your totals, I'm going to select starting at the 8,400. And I'm going to select with the open plus all of the values through June and let go. And what appears is what's called quick analysis. So I'm going to select that. And you have 5 headings here. I'm going to select totals. And you'll see that there's 2 sums. One is going to add the columns, and the gold will add the rows. The only thing is you can't select them at the same time. It doesn't matter which one you do first. So I'll choose the blue, which will add the columns. Then I'll go right back to quick analysis, choose totals, and now I'll choose the gold, which will add the rows. The only one it doesn't do is the grand total here, and that's just a basic auto sum. And if you notice, the totals are shown in bold versus the values, but that's okay. We'll do that here as well. So auto sum, and it's I6 to I13, which is perfect. So I'll do my check mark, and it doesn't put this in bold, but all you have to do is click right here and you'll get it in bold. So now we're going to do another conditional formatting with the same range, so I6 to I13, but instead of data bars, select color scales, and you can hover over to see what color scale you'd like. You can select anything you'd like. All right, next worksheet, complex formula 3. Go ahead and put in your date. And this one we're going to do a little different. You're going to, this time with your open plus sign, the big plus sign, is select everything. We did this once before, and then just click AutoSum. Done. There are over here to the far right 6 cells that I want, because it's, you can't see it way over here. I want to bring it underneath. So we're going to select and move. So with your cell L8, you're going to hold and drag across, then let go. And then it doesn't matter where you hover on the border, whether it's on the side, the top, the bottom. Once you have those four arrows, which is to move, you're going to drag, and we'll just move it right here. All right, so now we'll do some statistics. I want to find the smallest total amount. So under column I, total sales. Remember, we're not going to include I-14. So make sure you're sitting in I-16. Down arrow, because we don't want sum. We want minimum. Never knows the range. You reselect. It should be I-6 to I-13. Enter. Let's find the max. And again, it never knows the range, I-6 to I-13. And for the monthly average for all regions, I'm just going to slide this over so I can see all of them. I'll choose the down arrow, average, start in C6, go all the way, don't include your totals, and over to June. So it should be equals average C6 through H13. And I'm just going to type in here totals. So your average should be 7,585. All right, next one, complex formula 4. Go ahead and put in your today's date. So this one, we're not going to do totals yet. And if you notice on row 14, there is no total row selected, but we're going to do that in a minute. Click in A5 where it says state. So just make that the active cell. And then choose Format as Table. And you can choose from light, medium, and dark. You select anything you'd like. And if you want, you can change your mind later as well. So I'm going to go with this blue table style medium 2. And it should show that the range indicated is A5 through I-13, which is perfect. You can see the marquee surrounding it. Make sure you keep this checked off that you do have, my table has headers, state, store location, and so forth. So let me just go back. Here we go, medium 2, and click OK. So what it did is it changed the color. And again, if you wanted to, you can change your color up here. It's up to you what you want to do, but I'll keep the blue I had. And what it also did is put little markers on each of the columns. And what you can do here is maybe we wanted to put it in order by state, an alphabetic order. So I'll click this down arrow and I'll choose sort A to Z. So now it's by state. And if you wanted to, let's say we wanted to remove Pennsylvania, you could uncheck so Pennsylvania is no longer there. Shows an arrow, which means it's sorted alphabetically. And this little filter here tells you that something's missing. It's been filtered out. And you can also see the numbers are highlighted in blue, and the count is off. So that should show you that something's missing. So let me put that back on, Pennsylvania, and OK. All right, so now I'll click in I6 and I will do my AutoSum. So home, AutoSum, and it should say equals sum. Now notice it doesn't say C6 through H6. It's the sum of table 1, because we selected format as table, so it's considered a table. You could change the name of the table. Instead of saying table 1, you could call it quick meals, sales, whatever you wanted to, you could put it in there. And then it's selecting it by column names, January through June, which is perfect. So go ahead and check mark, and it should finish all the rows for you. The only thing now is I realize, oh, I never did a total row. So what you'll do in the table design, make sure you're somewhere in your table, located anywhere. If I was outside the table, like over here, that tab is no longer there. So make sure you're in the table so that you can choose table design, and there's total row. So I'm going to check it, and now I have a fresh new total row. The only thing is it gave me just one total. So what I can do here is I can select cell I-14, hover over my fill handle, and go backwards. So it fills them all in. And if you look at this subtotal, you'll see that it's for January, February, and March based on the table. That's what the 109 stands for, the table 1. So that's another way of getting totals. Complex formula 5. Go ahead and put in your today's date. And this one I'm going to go ahead and use the shortcut. So I'm going to select everything all the way to I, leave bonus alone, and AutoSum. So the bonus is going to be 5% based on the total sales. So the formula is equals, I'm going to press my left arrow, multiply, and the bonus is 5% and it's sitting in B16. Now the bonus is always in B16, so I'm just going to show you what happens if we just leave it like that. So I'll do my check mark, and you can see the formula, I6 times B16, and then I'm going to drag it down. And I'm getting nothing. Why is that? So if I put on show formulas, you'll see that it went from I6 to I7 to I8, I9, which is fine. That's called relative cell reference. Then on the bonus, it started like we clicked B16 where the 5% was, but then it said, oh, start at B16, then go to B17 and B18. It's starting from wherever you clicked, completing this relative cell reference. So what we want to do instead, so I'm going to undo, and in here, in this first one, which is fine, I'm going to click up here in the formula bar, and some keyboards you can just press the function key. They're labeled F1, F2, F3. Just press F4, and you're going to get a $sign before the B and a $sign in front of the 16. If some computers you have to press the key labeled FN, which is a function key, hold that down, then press F4. If you're using a MacBook, you have to actually manually type $B, $16. Oops. So either way is fine. So now when I do my check mark and I go ahead and fill handle and I show formulas, they are all B16 because that's where the percentage is, the 5%. It's sitting right here in B16. It's nowhere else. It's always there. So that's telling it to never look anywhere but column B and nowhere but row 16. So for if I wanted to, I could change this 5% to maybe 40%. I just type it in B16 and it readjusts these values automatically. But I'm going to undo and keep it at 5%. And that's good. So now I'm going to go back to complex formula 1. And on this particular one, we're going to do a print preview. So if I click File, Print, it's only going to show me the first worksheet, and it happens to be, because it's long, on a second page. So what I want to do is, instead of just the active worksheet, choose entire workbook. So it should be all 10 pages because they're 2 pages long. So I need to adjust it because portrait doesn't fit. So I'll change it to landscape. Now what happens is it only changed one of them to landscape. It didn't change all of them. So what you need to do, the best thing to do, is go back to your workbook. You're in the very first one, complex formula 1. And I'm going to hold shift. But before I do that, I just remembered something I need to do. Go back to complex formula 4. And what we need to do is some conditional formatting. Remember we did conditional formatting for complex formula 1, 2. I didn't do it for 3, so I'm going to do that in one moment. So go ahead, select I6 to I13. Remember, we're not taking the total. And go back to the Home tab, choose Conditional Formatting. And we did data bars. We've done color scales. Now we'll do icon sets. And you can choose arrow directions, either plain or colored. You can use shapes, indicators, quarter moons, or boxes, and ratings, whatever you'd like. I'm going to go with the stars. And notice that the last one should not have a star. It would be the full star, the first one here, and that's your lowest value. So that's good. Go to complex formula 4. Select all of your sales starting with C6. Do not take row 14 or do not take column I. And what I want to highlight is the top 2 and the bottom 2. So choose conditional formatting, top bottom. choose top 10 items, but instead of 10, I'm going to change it to just 2. And because it's top, I'd rather it green. And then you can see the top 2, both in March. Click OK. Keep them selected. Go right back to conditional formatting, top, bottom. This time, bottom 10 items. Change it to just 2, and I'll keep it red. Trenton, New Jersey had 2 low ones, so it's all right. Okay, let's go to the next one, complex formula 5. Do the same thing starting in C6 all the way to June, and the same conditional formatting, top, bottom, 10 items, change it to just 2. This is top, so I'm going to change it to green, and okay. And then the same thing, top, bottom 10, I'm going to change that to 2 and keep it red. And it should be the same as the previous one. Let's go back to complex formula 1. Save and submit.